Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Y'all tired?
I said
Shabbat. There we go. Y'all playing again. Do we need to go again?
No.
You need round two?
She said no.
Shabbat shalom to you, 12 tribes of Israel, and the stranger grafted one in among us. We greet you in the matchless name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Do a quick word of prayer, and we will get into this. And then we will do what we always do, which is fellowship, and I pray that you fellowship with someone as well. Dear Abba Yah, we thank you again for another Shabbat, Father. We thank you for deliverance. We thank you for the word of deliverance, Father. We thank you for your salvation, for your Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. We thank you for your power, the Ruach HaKodesh. We thank you, Father, for you. We thank you again for freedom. We pray and speak freedom, Father, over all of your people, Father. We pray that as we hear this word, that it will help us to get free. It will help us to break all the yokes that keep us bound. In your precious set apart name, we also bind up any spirits of witchcraft and unclean spirits that try to come up against this word. In your set apart name, we pray and give thanks. It is so, it is so, it is so.
It is. Wait.
Here we go. I was waiting. Because you got on me last time for it. Like, you didn't say it. Let me say it. All right, we are coming out of the book of Yeshayahu, or Isaiah for those in King Jimmy land. We're coming out of the 40th chapter. I'll read a few verses. And we got a whole bunch of other verses I'm going to go over as well. So I'll stop where it feels good to me at. And if you're not there, you know what you got to say. You know what it is. Uh-huh. Give me my Torah study.
Yeah, girl, I'm trying to do my mind right now.
Somebody tell me read. Come on. Say, read.
Like, you just said that. I don't know.
So, yeah, that's what I said. That's what happens when the Spirit is moving.
What chapter?
He get you. Chapter 40.
Go back.
We'll go ahead and start. It's going to make you catch up. You're going to learn to run. I'm going to show mercy today. I'm going to wait on you. I'm going to wait on you. And it reads, Comfort, comfort my people, says Elohim. Speak to the heart of Jerusalem and cry out to her, that her hard service is completed, that her crookedness is pardoned, that she has received from the hand of Yahweh double for all her sins. The voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of Yahweh, make straight in the desert a highway for our Elohim. Remember that Yehochanan and Mercer said that as well. Let every valley be raised, and every mountain and hill made low, and the steep ground shall become level, and the rough places smooth. And the esteem of Yahweh shall be revealed, and all flesh together shall see it. For the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. The voice said, cry out. And he said, what do I cry? All flesh is grass, and all its loving commitment is like the flower of the field. Grass shall wither, the flower shall fade, when the Spirit of Yahweh has blown on it. Truly the people is grass. Grass shall wither, the flower shall fade, but the word of our Elohim stands forever. You who bring good news to Zion, get up into the high mountain. You who bring good news to Jerusalem, lift up your voice with strength. Lift it up, and be not afraid. Say to the cities of Yehuda, see your Elohim. See the Master Yahweh comes with strength, and his arm rules for him. See his reward is with him, and his recompense before him. He feeds his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs with his arm, and carries them in his bosom, gently leading those who are with young. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and measured the heavens with a span, and contained the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills a balance? Who has meted out the Spirit of Yahweh, or as his counselor taught him? With whom did he take counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of right walking? Who taught him knowledge and showed him the way of understanding? See, nations are as a drop in a bucket, and are reckoned as dust on the balance. See, he lifts up isles as fine dust. I like that when it says, see, nations are as a drop in a bucket, and are reckoned as dust on the balance. That's some heavy talk right there. That's somebody that you don't mess with. Heavy, I should say heavy love. There you go. Another reason I like that song. The title, the sermon, message, whatever you want to call it, just don't call it late for dinner. We're calling it Stop Waiting to Exhale. Stop waiting. I told you you're going to get your answer tonight. You already got it, but you're really going to get it. Stop waiting to exhale.
Message.
What happens when a person is able to inhale, but either they're not able or they're kept from exhaling? They die. Because when you breathe, what? You're breathing in and breathing out. As I'm bringing something in me, I have to kick something else out, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You can't breathe in without being able to breathe out. That's what shows that you are alive. I inhale, then I exhale. I take in, I give out. The English transliteration of the word exhale means to breathe out, emit a vapor, blow forth, to give off, to expel from the lungs, emit a vapor or air. The action of breathing, which we know as inhaling and exhaling, is all about life. Yahweh showed this by what he did in Bereshit, or Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And let's go there real quick. It's in the front of the book. And I had to mess with y'all tonight. I'm trying it tonight. Bereshit 2 and 7. And it reads, and Yahweh Elohim formed the man out of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils breath of lives. And the man became a living being. Y'all know y'all about to get some Hebrew words. I ain't going to play with you like that. So when you look in Genesis, Bereshit 2:7 it said, when he breathed or exhaled, the Hebrew word for that is nafak. Nafak is spelled N-A-P-H-A-C-H. N-A-P-H-A-C-H. Nafak. Strong's number, it's a Hebrew word, of course, so I don't have to tell you that again. It's 5301. In Strong's, it's 5301. And what that word means is breathe, blow, boiling, lose, inflate, kindle, give up. Again, it means breathe, blow, boiling, lose, inflate, kindle, and give up. So when he breathed or exhaled, he nafaked into the man, he breathed into him. He kindled something, he inflated him into Adam's nostrils, or Adam, the breath, or neshama, which is spelled N-E-S-H-A-M-A-H. N-E-S-H-A-M-A-H. Strong's number is 5397. Again, he breathed on the Shema, the breath of life, into Adam. And then what did Adam do? He inhaled. Then he exhaled. So what did the Father do? The Father's always showing us how to do stuff. He showed Adam right then and there, this is how you breathe. I'm going to breathe into you. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to blow on you and into you. You're going to inhale me. You're going to inhale my spirit. And then what? Then you can exhale. Because as something goes in, it comes what? Out. And so the man learned, this is how I breathe. By inhaling the word of Yah, inhaling the spirit of Yah, and then exhaling it so that someone else can get it. Y'all with me? Mm-hmm. At that moment, it said Adam became a living person, or nefesh, which means soul, living being. Nefesh is spelled N-E-P-H-E-S-H. N-E-P-H-E-S-H. Strong's number, 5315. 5315. The word life and living used in that verse is kai. Kai, and it's spelled C-H-A-Y. Kai. If you want the Strong's number, I'm going to give it to you again. 2416 for the word kai. 2146. And what that word means is age, alive, lifetime, company, and I want you to put this one in all caps, congregation. Again, the action of breathing, or better yet, the word life, excuse me, and living that was used, the Hebrew word is kai, and that means age, alive, lifetime, company, and in all caps, congregation. The same word was used for the tree of life as well. So when it was saying the tree of life, it was really saying the tree of what? Congregation. True life / congregation comes from the inhale and the exhale of Yah to and in us. And then the inhale and the exhale repetition that we continue. I came that you may have life. Now you also know what he's also saying is I came that you may have what? Congregation. Congregation with who? With the one that breathed congregation into us in the first place. Why do you think he's so upset with us? Because we won't congregate with him. He's like, I inhaled my spirit into you. I gave you life. I gave you congregation, what? With me. But you stopped exhaling. You stopped breathing out. You feeling it now. You stopped sitting with me, dealing with me, talking with me, loving on me, and letting me love on you. That's why he got so upset when they ate the fruit. So what did he do? To make sure that they didn't eat. Notice that they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil instead of eating from the tree of congregation. Which also was showing him, I don't want to sit with you. I don't want to deal with you. I want to deal with you on my terms. I want to know as much as you. Then I'll say I can deal with you. So he said, oh no, you ain't gonna congregate with me now. You had a chance. You had a seat at the table, but now no. And from at that moment, what did you say? Man had to die after that. Sin came into the world, and what did sin bring along with it? His good old buddy, what? Death. And death is what? Us not being able to congregate. But Yah being faithful and just to forgive, he said, you know what? I'm going to allow death for those that will become righteous and have congregation with me again. I'm just going to let that be a graduation point, a stepping point so that they can finally get eternal congregation with me. Y'all with me? Mm-hmm. Stop waiting to exhale, people. We were meant to learn from Yah and repeat what he taught us, even in our breathing. Why did Mashiach come down here again to show us, give us an example as I do? You do. We are supposed to imitate. We are supposed to look like him. We can't be him, but the thing is, I want to be what? Like him. I got to learn to breathe in and breathe out. I love one of the UFC things that my brother used to watch, the little reality UFC show they had. Mm-hmm. And one dude was getting ready to fight. He was talking that stuff to this other guy because the guy just wasn't getting it. So he said, when we get in this octagon, I'm going to teach you to breathe in and breathe out. Mm-hmm. I'm going to teach you, when I put these tips on you, I'm going to teach you how to breathe in and breathe out. And that brought me back to what Yah had to do with us. What do you think that our captivity has been? The punishments, the judgments, things that we've gone through, that was him putting the tips on us to do what? Teach us to breathe in and breathe out. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you don't get that full breath until you get a whooping. And then sometimes you remember you stop and you're waiting to exhale, and then they bring you back and hit you one more time, and all of a sudden you blow it out. And so that's what has been happening to us, because we wouldn't inhale the right things. So he said, I'm going to teach you how to breathe. I'm going to teach you what you need to be inhaling and what you need to be exhaling. The problem is that we stop breathing the correct way and inhale the things not meant to go in us, like unclean spirits, worldly, fleshly things. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all been good and perfect all your life, haven't y'all? And got us to something known as captivity that kept us from exhaling. When you look throughout Scripture, you will see that when we stop breathing or inhaling Yah's Spirit and exhaling His Word through righteous living, that we, in essence, lost our breath. We have been holding our breath since this final captivity that we are in right now. When you look in Ezekiel chapter 22, he says, because of our disobedience and displeasing him, we were told that Yah will blow or exhale and melt us. Now, when you inhale, it's like a cool breath going in, right? Mm-hmm. But when you exhale, you ever know? Put your hand over your mouth right now and exhale. and it's going to feel warm breath, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he's saying, I'm exhaling, I'm blowing, how is it melting unless it's hot? How do you, what do you call some? You call them hot, that somebody got some hot breath?
Mm-hmm.
You don't say it when they inhaling. Unless their breath is that funky, like I even get it on the inhale. You say it in the exhale, you're like, hold on, when they exhale, oh, something ain't right on the inside. What did you eat is the first thing we say. What did you eat when we smell something that don't smell right through the exhale? So the Father's looking at us like, what did y'all eat? When you're walking around people and you do exhale something that's not of Yah, you can tell that they ate unclean things. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
It's touching somebody because I can feel it. But again, you look at because of our disobedience, he said, I'm going to blow on you, I'm going to exhale on you, and I'm going to melt you. Now, that's some hot breath.
Yes.
When it melts you. And the thing is, you look at, he was talking about with using the terminology like a goldsmith or a silversmith, that I need to get rid of that dross. So, yeah, we have this hunk of metal, right? This precious metal, but we know that everything in that isn't 100% precious. So I got to melt it. And when I melt it, all the heavy stuff, all the quote-unquote heavy love goes to the bottom. But all that lightweight stuff, all that superficial stuff, all the impurities, what? It goes to the top, and we call that dross. And then all you got to do with the dross is just scoop it off. You see how Yah does? That's why he said, I have to put you through the fire. I got to put my people, Yisrael, through the fire, and I got to exhale on them jokers and melt all the rebels, melt all the unclean spirits, melt all the things that are not of me. So that the real stuff, the weighty stuff, the stuff that I want and I'm looking for is going to go to the bottom, and then I can reach down in there. Or them country folks like say, wretch. Down in there, pick up the heavy stuff. And now I can look at this precious metal and I see I got something to work on. So what has he been doing to us for almost 400 years? He's been exhaling on us. Y'all see what's going on with us today. If you know your history of what's happened to us since we've been here, before we got here, what happened to us when we were still in the dark continent, what happened to us on 70 AD, what happened to the 10 northern tribes, known as the kingdom of Yisrael, with the Assyrians, and then when the Babylonians got us, y'all know, and you always see those captivities was always what? Y'all exhaling on us, and what would we always do? All right, Father, I'm going, you taught me to breathe in and breathe out now. And then what would we do? Go right, and especially if we had leaders that were wrong. You already want to do wrong as it is, but now you got somebody that's in leadership that's saying continue to do even worse. So what's been happening to us is Yah's been exhaling on us, and I'm tired of getting melted. I don't know about you. I'm tired of getting melted. I can say that because I know that it's almost over. I know that there's something else that he needs to get off me again. This also goes with that one I told y'all a long time ago. We're still in the season of pruning and purging, which means I got to exhale some things off of y'all. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
Well, say it like you mean it. Say it with your chest. In Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 31, Yah again tells us that he will blow, or puach. It's spelled P-U-A-C-H, the Hebrew word puach, P-U-A-C-H. Strong's number is 6315. And that means breathe, blow, utter, break, speak, and set aflame. Again, he will puach, which means breathe, or breath, blow, utter, break, speak, and set aflame with the fire of his wrath, and give us into the hands of beastly or brutish men, skilled to destroy. And don't y'all see that's been happening to us? Not only am I going to breathe on you, not only am I going to utter this word, speak this word, break you down, but then I'm going to put you in the hands of your enemies. I'm going to put you in the hands of people that don't care about you. People that will kill the young as well as the old. People that will rape you and then kill you. People that will cut body parts off of you and leave them as heirlooms to give to their family. Y'all didn't know that they passed down body parts. They cut men's genitals off. They cut fingers off, toes off. They cut different body parts of us off and kept it as keepsakes, as family heirlooms. Now that doesn't sound like somebody that is refined, does it?
No.
That sounds like somebody that's got mental issues, right? Only a beast would do something like that. Only a brutish person. So he said, I'm going to put you in the hands of beastly and skilled men that are skilled in destroying. Look at Israel as a whole now. Are we not destroyed? Mm-hmm. Are we not in the hands of beastly, brutish men? Mm-hmm. We have been holding our breath so long that we found a way to deal with stuffing, as I like to call it. We inhale all of these things around us, and that happen to us, but we have no way to exhale. Slavery, lynchings, rapings, incest/molestations, dysfunctional families, drugs, the glass ceiling where we can see the top but we can never reach it, purgings, murders that we see on an everyday basis, and no convictions are the ones that murder us in broad daylight with cameras on. Nothing's changed. We just got cameras now, but nothing's changed.
No.
Is he not blowing, exhaling on us? And so because of that, what have we done? We can't exhale. Every time something happens, we look on the news, we see something happen. We inhale, and then all of a sudden, when we're hoping that something's going to happen for us, and nothing happens, what do? You hold it, you stuff it in. Then we get angry. Then we have sisters like somebody that I saw through people that I look at that's part of our people. That the woman said that when Yah comes back and he enters us into the kingdom, they're going to be our slaves. She's going to drop something on the floor and tell them you need to clean it up. Wow. She's going drop a deuce in the toilet. Is going to tell them to clean it up.
Wow.
With their tongue.
What?
Because she has so much hatred, she has so much anger, she is not able to exhale. She said that her doorknob is going to be one of her slaves. That when somebody comes, the slave is going to ring for her. Because what? She was not able to exhale. She's stopping herself from exhaling. Because what? I'm just inhaling all the bad things that have happened. I'm forgetting to inhale while we're in the situation in the first place. No, we don't want to talk about that. Yes, what they did to us and what they've been doing to us is all types of wrong. But how do we get here? If we had inhaled the right stuff, if we had exhaled the stuff that was right that he gave to us, meaning I'm showing righteous living through my exhale. I'm showing the power of Yah through my exhale. He puts it in me so I can give it to everyone else. But because we chose to be disobedient, and he's teaching us how to breathe in and breathe out, we want to take it out on everybody else when, again, y'all remember the first sermon that I preached to y'all was about the avenger. He said, I will avenge. Vengeance is whose? His. That's why you can't breathe. Because you're too busy worrying about, but look at them though. I want them to get it. I want them to feel everything they did to me. And he said, I got a question, teacher.
Kick me out.
But what did you do to allow them to oppress you? Because remember, you got your part too.
Yeah.
So while you're worrying about theirs, you can't breathe in and breathe out correctly. Or you're breathing in, but you can't exhale because what? I'm holding in everything that they did, that they said. I got so good that I know what they're thinking. I don't, but I'm telling myself this is what they're thinking. Because what? I've inhaled so much and I never released. How do you let something go was a question that was asked? By exhaling. Why do we always tell you? Take a deep breath. Yeah. Breathe in. And then what? Let it out. And the thing is, you notice that when you get like so inundated with so many different things, and your heart starts palpitating, and you just like going on 10,000. And what do they say? Breathe. Deep breaths. And when I'm taking deep breaths, meaning I'm breathing in deeply, and I'm pushing it all out. And it ain't the superficial breath. It's like, that's why it says deep breath. What's wrong with us is we ain't been taking deep breaths of the word. We haven't been taking deep breaths of his spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. And all we've been doing is holding everything inside. Women know something. Men know it too, but especially women. Y'all know something about stuffing, don't you? holding it all in. You know that one sister made a song, I believe it was back in the 90s, I'm Not Your Superwoman? Because she was saying, I need to breathe. I'm trying to exhale, but Tyrone and Jimmy, Pookie, Ray Ray and them, you won't let me exhale. You keep throwing more stuff on me. You keep expecting me to be something that I was never meant to be. I need to exhale. I need to let it go. And the sad thing is, a lot of times you will let a man or a woman keep you from living because you won't exhale. That should touch somebody. I am allowing someone to kill me. I'm killing myself because I'm breathing in, but I won't exhale. Y'all with me?
Yes.
Again, look at our nation. We've been holding our breath so long. It's natural. We hold it so long, we think that we exhaling. And all we're doing is keep on inhaling. Every time you see another murder. Every time you see another cop get away with it. Every time you see another child go missing. Every time you see more incest and molestations going on in families. Every time all these other different things happen. Every time they mess with you and you're trying to get a mortgage just because of the color of your skin. And really it ain't about the color of your skin, it's because they know who you really are. And they know that if these people get a foothold anywhere, they're going to rise up. And if they're able to rise up, they're going to be able to breathe. They're going to be able to inhale and exhale. So we got to do everything we can. Again, why do you think they came up with the terminology BIE? They done took all the Wonder Bread boys off. The terrorist group things. Let the Ku Klux Klan and Christian identity folks that are trying to say that they us and all these other different people, they've taken them off the terrorist list. The moment we start waking up to who we are, they're BIE. Why? Because they're learning how to breathe. They're watching as we inhale and exhale. Even with the rebels that's on the street corners acting a plumb fool. Even with the people that's not actually living what Torah says and trying to whip people with it. They still see that there's an awakening that is happening and that there are people that are starting to breathe. And so what do we got to do? We got to take their breath. They thought they took their breath when they killed the Mashiach. But they didn't realize that all they did was open up the floodgates so that everybody would be able to get CPR. What do you think happened in the book of Acts in chapter 2? When he told them to wait on the Comforter, what was he saying? Wait on CPR. Wait on resuscitation. Because the devil, Hasatan, what did he do? He put DNR on us. After he got us to sin, he put DNR. He just went in there and snuck in real quick and said, DNR, let me have him. But the Mashiach said, oh no. To all those that will receive my CPR, I will exhale on them. When he blows on us, breathes on us, what do you think the Ruach HaKodesh was? And it said it came like a mighty rushing wind. What? It was like cloven tongues of fire. Now fire will wake you up. You might be asleep, but let it get on you. Fire through that belt or through that punishment, that judgment will wake you up, won't it? And what is it all about? Getting us to do what? Breathe. There's some people that are so inundated with so much weight that they can't walk and breathe at the same time. They start breathing too heavy because what? They got too much stuff on them. So he had to walk among us to show us this is how you get light. By walking, by working, by doing. And this is how you breathe in, and this is how you breathe out. Come on, Yisrael. When he said, I came not for, but to the lost sheep. It wasn't saying that everybody else wasn't going to get to get some CPR training in class. But what did he say? My people are the ones that need to breathe. My people are the ones that are dead. My people are the ones that keep on inhaling, but don't release. Have any of you had a lot of release in your life? Can we really say I had to learn to get released, and that's knowing the one that can release it for me. That's why he said, comfort my people, says Elohim. Speak to the heart of Jerusalem. What I'm doing right now, what other warriors, other shepherds, ra'as, pastors, whatever you want to call them, other leaders that are sent by Yah, what we're doing is crying out to our people. Stop waiting. to exhale. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Comfort. And I love how he started it off. Comfort. And because we didn't get it the first time, he had to say it again. Comfort who? My people. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins and heal their land. Then will I exhale on them. And just like he did to Father Adam, when he breathed into him, he exhaled into him what? Adam inhaled him and exhaled out in righteous action. But when he held in and didn't exhale, he ate. He inhaled something else, which was fruit that he wasn't supposed to eat. Y'all got me? Every time we think we're going to finally be able to exhale, we have to hold it in quiet suffocation. Every time you think that you finally got that blessing that you was hoping, you got that man, you got that house, got that car, got that career, got whatever it was that you was looking for, only to have it taken away. It seemed like you had it. It seemed like the judge was finally going to go in your favor. It seemed like finally somebody was going to start getting in trouble for doing the things that they've done to us, only to have the same thing happen again. They drop the gavel and say, not guilty. But you hold on to the guilt. And then you tell yourself, well, I'm guilty then. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to claim something that's going to kill me. Who in here will take a syringe filled with cancer or HIV and shoot it in yourself? Who? But that's basically what you're doing when you don't exhale. Yes, they did it, but Yah's going to get them. Yes, they took something from you, but Yah's going to deal with them. Yes, they slanderized your name, but Yah's going to deal with them. All he wants you to do is breathe. Stop waiting to exhale. Stop dealing with quiet suffocation. Women were told via Terry McMillan's book that turned into a movie that they too were waiting to exhale, right? And they were waiting to exhale based on the relationships that they had with men in their life. The types of men. Y'all saw them types of men. Y'all done looked at the movie. Y'all done sang the song with Whitney, Shoop, Shoop, and Oop. You will exhale, all that other good stuff. Y'all had them good parties, and y'all probably burned some clothes just like what's-her-face did. Angela Bassett's character did. And notice that they did those different things, but they still didn't exhale. Because they were looking to get that exhalation from that person. They were still hoping that that man would see them, that man would treat them right. Because what? They were looking for man. They were looking for something mortal, something in the physical, something that's finite, to help them to exhale. But can a man that's stuffed up and suffocating himself, can he help you exhale? When he can't even breathe it out? That's why he walks up with his chest all puffed out. What do you think pride is? A whole bunch of hot air. Because what? I inhaled the wrong spirit and I'm choked up by it. I'm suffocating. So brothers is looking for women to help them exhale too. But what are we doing? We hurting each other. We keep on inhaling slanders, beatings, mistreatment, hurts, cheating, all these other different things. We keep on doing it to each other. And so each party is inhaling something in that wasn't good for them, that Yah didn't mean for them to inhale, and we're holding it. And my wife has said, other people talk about, you hear about that powder keg? You can only put so much in it. You can only put so much air in a balloon before it pops. And usually if somebody don't want it to break, what do? They stop putting air in it and they start letting a little bit seep out. Because they don't want it to deflate all the way, so they're like, I'm just going to let some out. You got to release what? The pressure. And the only way you can release the pressure is through this. You can't release the pressure in somebody's arms, in somebody's bed, in somebody's bottle, in somebody's shooting up or snorting up or smoking up. You're not going to learn how to exhale. You got me? Mm-hmm. The problem with them in that movie and what's wrong with a lot of us is we're looking for the wrong avenues. Like I said, the women, they're looking for the men to help y'all exhale. How does that work? Because you're looking to the wrong thing. As my Isha likes to say, you worried about the wrong thing. And men, the way that we look to exhale, sometimes we look for women to help us exhale, but other thing we got is video games, media, vices. What are the vices? Alcohol. Give me some drink. I want some drink. I want some love. Not real love, just some love for right now. I want to be made to feel good. And then you know what the other thing is that they like to do? That y'all see? Hanging with the fellas. Okay. And you still can't exhale. I love the brothers, but I don't want to be around you all the time. I don't want to be smelling man all the time. Something wrong. And other brothers that still is inhaling and can't exhale, they can't help you exhale. All they're going to do is keep on breathing more of that stuff into you. And you're going to keep on inhaling, yeah, women are bad. Women are wicked. We got to mistreat them to show them that we the man. Then the woman say, men are bad. All men are dogs. Ain't no good man in the world. If I see one, there's something about him, and I'm just waiting to trip him up because I'm going to see that ain't none of them good. And who's the one that wins and all of that? Hasatan, because what does he do? He keeps us from coming together as a nation to do what? Breathe. Sisters, I'm sorry for anything that I've done to any of y'all in the world. Now, I ain't just talking about y'all. I've done y'all right, but I ain't always done the sisters right. Brothers, I apologize for what I've done to you, for how I mistreated you as well. All of us must tell each other that. We all must apologize to each other and apologize as one nation to Yah because we stopped breathing him in. Mm-hmm. We stopped allowing his spirit to rest and reside within us. And so all of us been quietly suffocating. Who wants to breathe? Who's tired of suffocation? Who's tired of getting choked up and can't nothing come out? Has he not been exhaling his wrath upon us? Yisrael, it's time to breathe, which means to inhale and exhale. We must be alive again, especially in this time that we are in and that we're about to go into. I told y'all, we're about to go into some stuff, but it's going to be good for us because, again, we're going to learn how to breathe in, how to breathe out. We're going to learn how to, you know what makes people call on them? When you get a little fire. You know what makes you remember who your daddy is? When you get in trouble. So those of us that are awake, what do we need to do? We need to start praying for those that are still sleeping. That is why we need to pray for those that can't pray for themselves. Because how can I exhale when I don't know how to? When I don't know how to breathe? So shame on you that's able to breathe and you won't breathe for me. By breathing on me, breathe his word on me. Breathe his word on my spirit by speaking on my behalf, which is known as what? Intercession. Y'all don't just tell you to pray for yourself, does he? Because why do you need to be an intercessor? Intercessors is praying for everybody else but themselves. When you praying for you, it ain't called intercession no more. It's just called prayer. When he's saying man ought to always pray, he ain't just saying man ought to always pray for himself, but that's how we act. Man must always breathe for himself. What did I tell y'all last week during Purim? The favor ain't for you. The favor that he put on you ain't for you. It's for someone else. Did he not show us grace, mercy, and favor by breathing, exhaling on us? But we stopped breathing him in. And he said, you ain't going to outdo me, so because you stopped inhaling me, I ain't going to let you exhale. I'm not going to let you move in my spirit. I'm not going to let you what? Do me. Because what you always tell somebody, you ain't about to do me. You ain't about to do me, child. Ain't that what the lady say? Talk to me. Talk back. In Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, y'all should know about that. Yah commands the prophet or the Nabi. And that's Strong's 50:30. 503. Nabi, he told the prophet to prophesy. And the Hebrew word for prophesy is Nabal. So the prophet or Nabi, and for the prophetesses, is Nabiyah. They are told to Nabal, which is prophesy. And that is, the Hebrew word in Strong's is 5012. Number of Strong's, 5012. You're supposed to Nabal. So my two Nabiyahs in here, y'all need to be Nabal.
You got a meaning one.
Oh yeah, in the midway. She's learning to do it. And the thing is, it said the whole nation of Israel was to get this. And what was he going to do? He was going to exhale. Remember when he's talking about the dry bones? And he told the prophet, exhale on these dry bones. And when you exhale on them with the word and the spirit of Yah. You see that in verses 4 through 9 in Ezekiel chapter 37. And then those dry bones, which again was Yisrael as a whole nation. There'll be no more northern and southern kingdom. We all going to come together as one. The two sticks is going to come together as one. And once he exhaled the word and the spirit of Yah on those dry bones, us, then we would do what? Inhale. Again, it all starts with Bereshit, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing is, he said, just like I breathed and exhaled on Adam, Yisrael, I want to breathe again. I want to exhale again on you. And when I exhale on you and breathe the breath of life in you, to breathe congregation back into you, then you will inhale my congregation and you will exhale my congregation to everyone else. On that great day, Yisrael as a whole will live again. Y'all should be saying hallelujah for that. Because look at Yisrael right now, dry bones. Someone's waking up. Yeah. But we're all waiting for him to do what? Exhale upon us. But while we're waiting for him to exhale on us, he said, I still need you to exhale. Stop waiting to exhale. Is it all right to you? And he exhaled on us in verse 10, and then we breathed. We stood up. And that's another thing that lets you know that somebody is finally alive. Somebody finally inhaled and exhaled. They know how to breathe properly, because not only do they inhale and breathe out, but now I can stand. What did he tell them? Stand still and know that I am Yah. But how can you stand still if you don't know how to breathe? Try to run up and down some steps when you're out of shape. And then try to hold a conversation with somebody. What's one of the things you do? Oh, child, I got to catch my breath. Oh, I feel like I'm dying. All right, and what's one of the first things y'all want to do? Fall out. You don't stand, you sit right down in the seat, or you fall right to the floor. Oh God. Oh, fine. Because what? You trying to fight to inhale and exhale. Your breathing's fight because what? You ain't in shape. That's what's wrong with a lot of them brothers with them bullhorns. That's what's wrong with a lot of those people. We ain't breathing right. And so when somebody look like they teaching, that's right. Teach. What are they doing? They ain't breathing. I don't care. They ain't breathing. Not only are they not inhaling his word, what? They can't exhale. That's why all they ever doing is talking hate speech. All they ever doing is trying to cuss everybody out and mistreat everybody, because what? They don't know how to properly breathe, because what? Y'all's like, I ain't going to breathe on you. I ain't going to exhale on you with that heart. With that spirit. I ain't going to fool with you. You ain't going to mess my spirit up in front of other people. Y'all with me? I know somebody heard it. I don't care if you don't like it. Tell the truth and shame the devil, right? Mm-hmm. Notice that once they inhaled, as I said before, and stood up, they were able to breathe. On our own, we can stand. On our own, we can't live. We need him. In Isaiah, Yeshayahu, chapter 41, Yah instructs Isaiah, Yeshayahu, the prophet, to wake up the people to the realization that they can't exhale, telling us to strengthen each other. We got to strengthen each other. There was a song in organized religion. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of Yah's body. Stand with me, agree with me. I ain't going to stand with you and agree with you if it ain't right. But what they basically try to say, let us strengthen each other. Let us come together. Let us help each other. At least my fortifiers, the people of fortified spirit know, we're going to deal with you.
Yeah.
We're going to get with you. We're going to love up on you. And we're going to help you to get right.
Yeah.
Not of ourselves, but through Yah. And the thing is, when you know that you got people around you that strengthen you, what does it do? It makes you want to stay around them.
Yeah.
Because all of us need strength, right?
Yes.
And the thing is, I need the strength that comes from Yah. If you have Yah's spirit in you, I can pick it up and I know that is family.
Yeah.
I deals with you. Or they say I fools with you. Because what? I see. You inhaling the same thing I'm inhaling. You ain't inhaling that Chiba smoke. You ain't inhaling that ganja. You inhaling the spirit of Yah. What does it say when somebody just wolfing down food or wolfing down drink? You inhaling it. And then what happens when they inhaling the wrong stuff? It shows. Because we are one with each other in this congregation. And anybody that has Yah's spirit of life or congregation breathed into them, you can feel when somebody ain't themselves. You can feel when somebody's got something else in them or working on them.
Yeah.
And then so what we did tonight before this, and what we've always had to do is we had to breathe on each other. We had to exhale on each other, because when you're not able, when you're so congested, it's because you couldn't exhale. I can't get it out. So somebody, Yah's like, you know what? I'm going to use you. Breathe on them. Just like we laugh when they say, read. He said, breathe. Exhale. And then what do we got to do? And we don't exhale our word on him. We exhale his word. Because his word is life. His word is salvation. His word is freedom. His word is true.
Yeah.
That's why I said, let him be true.
Yeah.
And every man and woman alive. So when you ain't breathing this, I ain't talking about speaking it, ain't breathing it. Exhaling it is living it. And that's what we got to do again. That's what the enemy wants to keep us from doing, exhaling, because then when I exhale, I'm living righteously and he has no power over my life. He comes to congregations to steal the word from you. He's like, no one be inhaling this. Or if they inhale it, I'm going to get them to start thinking about somebody that did them wrong. I can't stop you from breathing it in, but I'm going to do everything I can to keep you from getting it out. When you can't pray for your enemies, you can't exhale. When you can't forgive somebody for the wrong they've done to you, you can't exhale. When you can't let bygones be bygones, you can't exhale. When you stay stuck in that place of perpetual slavery, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you can't exhale. And what you do is tell yourself, oh, well, Yah, when he wants me to get out of this, he'll get me out of this. Or you lie to yourself and say, I am exhaling. I can take this. I can do it. I'm strong. I'm all right. I don't need nobody. I don't need no help. What you're really doing is waiting to exhale. And is Satan going to come by and give you CPR?
No.
Is Satan going to breathe the breath of congregation in you?
No.
Satan is up there choking you, trying to help you suffocate even more. Like, yeah, I got him. I got him while he dead. I got to make sure that this one dies, because if they do get the breath of life in them, and their eyes open, they're going to see me right over them with my hand around their neck. And they're going to fight me. They're going to see that I'm not for them. And they're going to stand up.
Yeah.
they're going to breathe in. And then when they breathe in, oh gosh, they're going to breathe out. And they're going to live for Yah. Why do you think the enemy has been very crafty with us? Of all the neighborhoods you go into, there's only one neighborhood you're going to see nothing but liquor store, church building, liquor store, cash exchange, liquor store, thrift store. Only one neighborhood are you going to be able to find all the crack houses. The Gentiles go to what neighborhood to chill in the crack houses? The majority of the murders. All those school shootings, are they in our neighborhoods? No. But they're talking about gun control. Because they don't want you to be able to protect yourself when what they planning on doing comes down. Now they'll say, look at Chicago, when St. Louis is the #1 murder capital of the country. They'll always point to our neighborhoods when they want to say, look at, this is why crime is so bad. Well, Pookie and Ray Ray ain't going into school shooting it up. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons because Pookie and Ray Ray ain't going to school. Mm-hmm. They on the street, tipping, drinking, hoeing, stealing, just living out there, wasting away, saying, well, school's not going to teach me how to exhale. So let me see if the streets are going to teach me how to exhale. And the streets will teach you how to exhale with bullets in your lungs, with drugs in your lungs, with alcohol in your belly. Is it good to you? We almost done. But you got to stop waiting. Yah particularly reminds us to the realization that we must wake up. What was Yochanan the Immerser doing out there in the wilderness? Waking people up. And the thing is, when somebody wake you up, you follow the sound of that voice. If you hear the sound of his voice, then do what? Harden not your heart. A hardened heart is a dead heart. And if the heart can't pump, how long before the lungs go out? And you really ain't got to worry about exhaling. I don't want to finally be able to exhale when I'm exhaling my last breath. Because my word in here that he gave to me said that I came that you may have congregation. Kai means what? Yes, it means life, to be made alive, but it also means what? In all caps, congregation! I came that you may have congregation with who? With me is what he said. And not only that you may have congregation, but you may have congregation more abundantly. More abundantly. That's why he said in verse 3, the voice of one crying in the wilderness. It was already alluding to what Yochanan was going to do. Through the prophet Isaiah, Yeshayahu. Crying out in the wilderness, prepare the way of Yahweh, make straight in the desert a highway for Elohim. You got to breathe in. You got to breathe out. I don't know if y'all remember the Sesame Street it was. When they had that one song saying, yes, you're alive. Yes, you're alive. Yes, you're alive. And that's no jive. What they say? Breathe in. Breathe out. Even then, they was telling us. You can find Yah in just about anything. You can even find Yah in your mess if you listen to him. Yeah. He said, I want you to breathe, Jack. Why are you choosing to die? It's like a person saying, I'm hungry, and you got a whole table full of food. They at a buffet. They never get up and still talking about, I'm hungry. They stay there till the buffet place closes. They outside talking about, some man, I wish I had something to eat. Idiot! You have food right in front of you the whole time, and you didn't eat it. You had the ability to breathe the whole time Yisrael are grafted in among us, and you didn't breathe. Stop waiting to exhale. It means stop waiting for a perfect thing that you think, well, now I'm ready because it has to come this way. My deliverance has to look a certain way. It has to come from a certain person. If it's not done the way that I'm hoping for, I'm not going to exhale. Stop waiting for it to look the way you want it to look. Realize that now is the time for us to exhale, people. Yeah. He particularly reminded Yisrael who we are and why we can exhale in verses 8 through 16 of chapter 41. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it. Chapter 41 of Isaiah. Just a chapter over from our focal chapter. Verse 8 through 16. But you, Yisrael, are my servant, Yaakov, whom I have chosen, the descendants of Abraham who loved me, whom I have strengthened from the ends of the earth and called from its farthest parts and said to you, you are my servant. I have chosen you and have not rejected you. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not look around, for I am your Elohim. I shall fortify you. Oh, there go my word. I shall also help you. I shall also uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. See, all those who raged against you are ashamed and blush. They are as non-existent, and the men who strive with you perish. I love that. They non-existent. You know how sometimes y'all like to tell a dude, you non-existent in my life? Or like my Isha, my wife likes to tell y'all to tell people, you pay them dust. That's what he's saying right here. Pay them dust. They blush in front of you. Because what? They're ashamed. They are non-existent. Your enemy is non-existent. Tell yourself that. Matter of fact, say it right now. My enemy is non-existent. Say it with your chest. My enemy. Come on, y'all. Say it. I don't believe you. Non-existent. There we go. Say it like you mean it. Then he told us what? Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not look around, for I am your Elohim. I shall fortify you. We read that down verse 12. No, it's verse 13. Go back at 12. You seek them, but do not find them. Those who struggle with you, those who fight you are again as non-existent as not. For I, Yahweh, your Elohim, am strengthening your right hand, saying to you, do not fear, I shall help you. Do not fear, you worm, Yaakov. We call us worm. Because what? We chose to be low and crawl on the ground. You men of Yisrael, I shall help you, declares Yahweh, and your Redeemer, the set-apart one of Yisrael. See, I shall make you into a new threshing sledge with sharp teeth. Let your thresh mountains and beat them small, and make hills like chaff. You renew them, the wind lifts them up, and the whirlwind scatters them. But you rejoice in Yahweh and boast in the set-apart one of Yisrael. Again, you see the reason why we can exhale. And even let us know in that last verse that I read in the 16th, you renew them, the wind lifts. What is the wind? Blowing. Exhaling. And what does it do? It lifts them up, and the whirlwind scatters them. It's talking about our enemies. So when he say breathe, then we breathe on our enemies. And what? They blow up in smoke. They get scattered. Because who was scattered? Who's scattered right now and dispersed all across the world? And when we breathe, what do we get to do? Scatter them. We get to scatter. The scatterers. Don't you understand now why you have to stop waiting to exhale? And start exhaling? What do they say? Practice makes perfect. So you need to start exhaling in your life. You need to start exhaling with the small things. So when the big things come, what was the big bad wolf doing when he was huffing and puffing and blowing people's houses down? He was doing what? Exhaling. Y'all seen that commercial where that wolf kept on smoking so much? The pigs looked at him and laughed like, you ain't got no juice. He ain't got no, he can't breathe because what? He inhaling the wrong stuff. He inhaling poison. That's why our enemies have not had to pay attention to us too much because what? We've been inhaling the poison they've been giving us. So they said, we ain't got to worry about the next healing. Yeah, they can go to these organized religion churches and learn about a white Jesus instead of knowing that Mashiach looked like them. Let them go ahead and inhale all the falsehood. Let them inhale part of the word, but take the strength out of the word. Take the understanding from the word. Why do you think the slave masters would get up there and they started teaching you the word after Nat Turner? The prophet Nat Turner got up and started quoting that script. Because what did they say? They were learning. Why do you think that they didn't want you to read? Because they knew that you would get, they knew you wasn't dumb, and they knew that if you got enough of this word in you, you're going to wake up and be like, hold on. He talking about me. This manual is trying to teach me to remember to breathe in and breathe out. It's trying to remind me of who I am. That's why he said this. He reminded us through that chapter, chapter 41, verses 8 through 16. Read the whole chapter. Like read the whole chapter of 40, which we're in right now. If I read the whole chapter of all the verses that I gave y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know we don't play. I want you to read all of it. And not just read it, but study it and get it in you. In chapter 42 of the same said book, Isaiah Yeshayahu, I'm about to let it go. I ain't going to pull a Teddy P, but I'm going to let it go. We see Yehoshua spoken of again, but Yehoshua ain't in the original covenant side, right? How did he get in there? Who put him in there? The more called to put him in there, I done snuck in there and I done put the Mashiach in the original side, covenant side of the Bible. I done snuck in. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, Cam. So I ain't mean to put him in there. I know he ain't. Y'all say he ain't. But we see him spoken of again, and we are told to what? Exhale again. We are told that the former predictions have come and new ones, Yah is declaring them, letting us hear them before they spring forth. That we are to sing a new song to Yah, praising him all over the earth. I don't know if y'all saw Birth of a Nation, the newer one with Brother Parker that he made. You remember that's the scripture that he quoted? When he's like, I can't keep on keeping my people from breathing in and breathing out. And notice that when he started saying that, what did his slave master do? And what the other white people, what the Wonder Breeds do, when they heard him say that, they're like, uh-oh. Because what did he say? Sing unto Yah a new, and he was animated with sing unto Yah a new song. But you can't sing if you can't exhale. Because the exhale is what brings the power forth out of your voice. Why do you think the enemy wants to keep you from exhaling? He don't want you to breathe because he wants you to die. And who works with somebody that you know wants you dead? Who lays in the bed with somebody that you know wants you dead? Who has conversations with somebody that you know wants you dead? Who breaks bread with somebody that wants you dead? A person that's waiting to exhale. But I come tonight that you may get your life. That you may get it more abundantly. You may get your congregation with your Abba Yah again. I come with my voice, exhaling on you, all of you, even you that's watching this, so that you can inhale and you can exhale. Don't lay with your killer. Why do they call it sleeping with the enemy? The enemy is coming to take your breath. He's coming to take your voice. Don't let him put his hand over your mouth. Don't let him put his hands over your nose. Don't let him keep you from breathing in and breathing out. He wants you to die because he knows that if you die, you can't get him. I want everything that Yah wants for me. I want everything that he has in store for me. And in order to get it, I got to live. I got to breathe in and breathe out. I got to inhale in his spirit. What do you think Mashiach was saying when he said, not my will, but your will be done, when he was at the Garden of Gethsemane? He was saying, I'm inhaling you in. And I'm about to exhale you out because they're coming to get me. I know they're coming to get me. I know that dirty bastard already sold me out. That's why I'm out here right now, trying to see if there's a different way I can breathe. But when I breathe deeply, I realize trouble don't last always. When I breathe deeply, I realize it was meant for me to go through this hard time. When I breathe deeply, I can say, though he slay me, yet will I trust him because he taught me how to breathe when he breathed on me. and I received it, and I breathed back. Brothers and sisters, what we have to do to each other is exhale on each other. We need to come to each other. I come to you tonight saying, stop waiting to exhale. Deep breath. Deep breath. And live. Congregate with his spirit. Congregate with what he said, let this mind be. Means I done breathe them in, y'all. And I done breathe them out. To other people. Through my righteous living. We about to let it go. It's going to be a little bit longer. We about to go. But as a nation, we need to get this. The grafted in among us need to get this because it's coming. It is coming. We are in the 9th inning. We are in the 4th quarter. Don't let them catch you with your work undone. Don't let him catch you breathing in the wrong thing. Don't let him catch you still suffocating when you don't have to suffocate. How mad would you feel when you gave somebody the answer and they still flunking? You gave somebody a life raft, but they choose to drown. That's what suffocation is. You're drowning in sin. You're drowning in flesh. You're drowning in self. You're drowning in desires. You're drowning in guilt. You're drowning in sin. You're drowning in all these other different things. And he's like, but I came that you may have congregation. Stop waiting. What you do? You waiting for me to tell you when to exhale? I've already told you to exhale when I gave you my word and you studied to show yourself approved. You see it in there. Breathe. Live. Show it in your actions. Faith without breath is dead. You want to really say faith without exhaling is dead. And exhaling without inhaling is dead. What is he saying in that? I thank you, Holy Spirit. I just got the realization even with that scripture. Works without faith is dead, and faith without works is dead. Is what he's saying. Inhalation without exhalation. Exhalation without inhalation is what? Death. Because you can't breathe, so what do you do when you can't breathe? Die. We got to stop holding our breath. We got to stop waiting to exhale. For again, the time is now. Yah will exhale, breathe judgment upon those nations who have done us wrong. And we see that in Isaiah, Yeshayahu chapter 11, verses 1 through 4. And also chapter 30, verses 28 and 33. Again, Isaiah, Yeshayahu chapter 11, verses 1 through 4. And chapter 30, verses 28 and 33. We don't have to worry about the unrighteous getting theirs. Because that's another reason why you can't breathe. You're too busy worrying about the other person that did you wrong. You suffocating off of somebody else's judgment that you don't see yet. Y'all, when you going to judge this country? Or we clapping our hands. There's been times I'm like, I can't wait to see it. But then there's other times I feel bad for him because he's going to tear him up. They're going to get worse than what we got because they ain't his. He's like, I'm whooping you because I love you. I'm whooping them because I love you. But we're like, I want to see it. Oh, I want to see it. And then when you actually got a real heart of Yah and you start to see. There's somebody in here that can attest. They will call you. And they'll know that it was you that's the reason why they're getting in trouble. And they'll say, will you please take it off of me? As if you're the one that put it on them. No, my Abba Yah put it on you for what you put on me. And the reason why you're getting it as hard as you're getting it is because I finally exhaled. And that's all he was waiting for. The judgment of your enemies comes full strength when you exhale. Which means I gave it all over to him. I'm floating on clouds. I don't look at you, the oppressor, and still have rage and vengeance in my heart. I look at you with sorrow. Because I know you about to get it. Ooh, baby, you going to get it. Remember how mothers used to tell their children, now, the Negro mother, the Israelite mother, she didn't tell her children, wait till your daddy get home. She's like, I'm home. I'm going to get you. Then when your daddy get home, he going to get you. But them Gentile people, they say, wait till your father gets home. So what do we say to them? Wait until my dad gets home. And how do we say it to him? By exhaling. By breathing out. Asking for forgiveness. Repenting of all our sins. As the brother said in the song, withholding nothing. I give myself away. I give my breathing pattern away so that I can pick up yours so that you can finally use me. Again, he's going to reward the treacherous, evil people, not us. When we hold our breath or refuse to exhale because of tantrums, what do you think children and babies do? When they get so mad, what? They hold their breath and they just, what? Throwing tantrums. Having a fit. Refuse to breathe. And what? I was like, I'm not going to exhale because I'm hurting you. In my mind, I'm hurting you because I won't breathe because I know you want me to breathe. I know ain't no woman in here ever said, you know, I'm going to hurt a man. Even if it's hurting myself, I'm going to hurt myself if it hurts him just to show him how bad he hurt me. How wise is that? Men do it too. I would rather lose everything and burn this whole thing down where I ain't got nothing as well just to keep her from getting it. Because I hate her that much. She done hurt me. I feel like she just done so much wrong to me that I will hurt myself if it means that it's going to hurt you.
I love myself.
Stop waiting to see those get what's coming to them. Stop throwing temper tantrums, Yisrael. Stop saying I refuse to breathe out. Yeah, I need to see it happen to him. Let him start killing the cops. Let the judges let the government start falling. Let all these things happen. I used to want to see the 10 plagues. I'm like, I can't wait to see him get it. Now I feel bad for him. I was like, I want to be around to see. I kind of had a little change of heart. Y'all know that I'm a warrior through and through. I was like, I kill you. I'll let your blood christen my blade. But the thing is, I want to see. Not because I want to be like, yay, get them. This is for everything you've done to my people. It's not because I want to see the salvation of Abba. Yeah, I want to be able to be in line with my ancestors in the first Mitzrayim when they were in Goshen. And they got to sing, ain't no fleas on me. Why they saw it happen to everybody else. Because they got to see the goodness. The song that my wife liked to sing. A lot of times, I will tell of the goodness of Yahweh. That's a song that I want to be able to sing. I want to sing a song just like our ancestors did with Miriam. Auntie Miriam sang. Uncle Moshe's sister sang a song about the goodness of Yah. And the title of the song was Horse and His Rider. He drowned in the sea. Horse and His Rider. They can't mess with me. I added that part because it rhymed, but I like it. But Horse and His Rider. Look, we went through it in Shemot. We'll let y'all know it again. I think it was in chapter 15. We'll go through it again. But those are songs of deliverance. The Negro spirituals, what do you think they were? Songs of what? Deliverance. How did their ancestors know to sing about go down Moses? Way down in Egypt land when they wouldn't let you read it. How did you know to sing about it? How did you know about Exodus when they wouldn't let you read? Unless what? It traveled down from parent to child. They exhaled. This is where we came from. He's mad at us. Remember. So that we can call on his name again. Humble ourselves and pray. We're about to let it go. Here we go. To our own destruction. I had a family member on my dad's side went to the grave with unforgiveness. On their deathbed, she was on her deathbed. Family member came to her and cried and everything, apologized, asked her for forgiveness. And you know she still would not forgive her? She stayed tight-lipped, still had a hateful countenance about her, clenched fist, everything, and said, no, I will never forgive you. On her deathbed. Wow. She refused to exhale. What do you think happened to her? That's my kinfolk. My flesh and blood. They did not enter the kingdom because she felt that exhaling was wrong. Inhaling and holding it in. It was better to go to hell than to forgive somebody. It was better to go to hell than to exhale when all I had to do was exhale. That better speak to somebody. Stop waiting for the unjust to admit and correct the injustice that they've done to you before you can exhale. Because they never will. Stop waiting for them. Because while you're waiting for them, you're dying. Stop waiting for your oppressors to come to their senses before you can exhale. Stop looking for Yah to deliver on your timing before you can exhale. Now is the time to stop waiting to exhale. Yah has told us that not only do we need to exhale, but we need to learn to properly breathe again and stand up, declaring the coming of Yah as well as his word. Again, the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Let every valley be raised, every mountain and hill be made low, and the steep ground shall become level, and the rough places smooth. Verse 9 in chapter 40 of our chapter we read, you who bring good news to Zion, get up in the high mountain. You who bring good news to Jerusalem, lift up your voice with strength. Lift it up, be not afraid. Say to the cities of Yehuda, see your Elohim. What is it saying? Exhale. I'm going to end it with this scripture. And I'm closing the book. And having said this, he breathed on them and said to them, receive the set-apart spirit. If you forgive the sins of any, they are forgiven them. If you retain the sins of any, they have been retained. That's in Yohanan 20, verses 22 through 23. Again, that is Yohanan or John 20, verses 22 through 23. These words were spoken to Yehoshua's Limudim or Talmudim, however you want to say it, for disciples after he rose from the grave. He exhaled on them, giving them power through the Ruach HaKodesh, because it said he breathed on them. He has exhaled on us so that we can exhale. As we started with him in Bereshit Genesis, we continue and finish the same way, breathing for life, or / congregation. Stop waiting to exhale. And the way that you exhale is by exaltation. When we do exaltation, then we get exhalation. Stop waiting to exhale. Shalom.
Shalom.